Welcome to another video on JD's class. Today we're going to be looking at simplification in Surd. In our last video we talked about 5 tips that can help you solve any Surd problem. So you can check it out and see what those 5 tips are. The basic idea of simplification in Surd, which we're going to discuss today, is about reducing a large Surd form into its simplest form or into a simpler Surd form. So meaning that we're going to be reducing a large Surd form like this into this, and this into this, and this into this. But how can you really simplify Surd? Well, you can simplify Surd by knowing 2 things. The first thing is square numbers, perfect squares. Another thing is how to use a square number to simplify Surd. So we're going to see what square numbers are and how you can use it to simplify Surd. So first of all, what are square numbers? These are examples of square numbers. Square numbers are actually numbers gotten from the multiplication of a number with itself. So you have 2 squared to give you 4, 3 squared to give you 9, 4 squared to give you 16, 5 squared to give you 25, and on and on. Some people try to master these square numbers, a lot of them. But it's only beneficial if you just know at least 10 of them. It could really help. But how can you use the square numbers to simplify Surd? Well, I'm going to show you an example of how you can do that. So let's say we have this, root 32. How can you use square numbers to reduce root 32 into its simplest form? Well, think about a square number multiplied with another number that can give you 32. Now, that will make it easy for you to be able to simplify this Surd. There are actually 2 square numbers that you can use to multiply another number to give you 32. So one of them is 8 times 4, 32. This being a square number. Then we also have 2 times 16 to give you 32. Now this being a square number. Now, the easiest way for you to simplify this is to take the largest square number multiplied by 2 to give you 32. Now, if you use this one, you only have to simplify it even further for you to get the simplest form of root 32. So we're going to take this one. So you notice the basic idea is for you to look for a bigger square number multiplied by another number to give you what is inside the largest Surd form for you to simplify it. So now that we've gotten 2 times 16 to give you 32, we're going to replace this value with 2 times 16 in its Surd form. So we're going to have something like this. Okay, so we have the root of 2 times 16. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to separate this, because in multiplication you can actually separate a number multiplied by another number in its Surd form. So if you separate it, you have this. Good. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to find the roots of each of them. Now obviously we cannot find the root of 2, so we're going to leave it like that. But we can find the root of 16, which is 4. So the next step is going to be root 2 times 4. And the simplest form of root 32 becomes 4 root 2. So it's that simple. So we've gotten the simplest form for root 32. Following the step of picking a larger square number multiplied by another number, putting it in this form, separating it, and also getting the square root, and then multiplying it with the Surd form to give you the simplest Surd form. So let's try another example. So in this one you have root 50. Now think of a square number you can multiply with another number to give you 50. Now you have 5 times 10, which none of them is a square number. You have 2 times 25. Now that will work very perfectly, because 25 is a square number, So if we have 2 times 25, put it 2 times 25. Okay, so now the next step is to separate it. The next step is to find the root of the square number, which is 5. So we'll leave this because we do not know this, we cannot find the root of this. And then the simplest form of root 50 becomes 5 root 2. So it's that simple. Now let's go to the next one. So this is a very kind of scary root 147. Now how do you simplify a root like this? Well, the basic idea is for you to at least know your square numbers. Now if you know your square numbers, you could try to see which of the square numbers can actually go into 147 and use that particular square number to reduce this into a simpler sort form. So let us check our square numbers to see which one can go into 147 evenly, so that we can use that to simplify it. So if we check each of them, you notice that 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 cannot go into 147. 36 cannot go. But 49 seems to go. If you check it, 49 times 3 gives you 147. Now, once we've gotten that, you can just stop there and use that to reduce the surd into its simplest form. So all you just need to do is to know the square number that goes into this. You can use your calculator to check all the square numbers. So when you got into the one that can go into that odd or scary looking root, then you can use that square number to multiply the other number for you to simplify the surd. So now that we know that 49 goes into 147, we're going to use that. So 49 times 3. That's what we're using. So like we're going to do, we'll separate it. 49 times 3, root 3. We'll find the root of 49, which is 7, times root 3. Then the next thing is our simplest form of root 147. Sorry, this is root 3. Sorry about that. So this is 7 root 3. Let me see if I can correct that. Okay, this is 7 root 3. So that is the simplest form for root 147. So the basic idea is very simple. All you just have to do is know your square numbers, know how to use them. It can help you simplify any surd. So that's all for the video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and also click the subscribe button to support this channel.